Welcome back to Funding Your Ideas, a series of lectures to introduce you to grant writing and the resources to assist you with proposals at UIS. In this last lecture of the series, we'll go through the actual process of applying for a grant through UIS. In the prior lectures of this series, we saw how to find funding sources. The key was to focus your proposed project by identifying a problem in the field and developing a hypothesis. In the second lecture, one of the tips for success was to demonstrate that you can accomplish the project. Give us available and your track record. Another tip is to show the broader impact of your work, how society will be better. Be sure to write in the style expected for your profession and know the literature in your field. A typical structure for a grant proposal includes the introduction, where you describe the problem in the field with reference to the literature and your hypothesis. For a science grant, you'll need to describe the experimental procedures, but even a non-science project needs a narrative about the process and protocols that you'll use to accomplish the goals you set out in the introduction. The procedure should include a timeline, equipment needed, and personnel needed, and possibly include the training of students. Be sure to indicate how you will share your results to the campus and community and where you plan to publish with specific journals. And of course, you'll need a budget. The budget justification should match the numbers in the budget and the narrative in the project description. Faculty and staff at UIS who plan to apply for external grants need to start at the Sponsored Programs pre-award webpage, where you can find links and job aids for the Start My Proposals online form. Complete the form with the grant name, funding agency to which you're applying, research safety information, and your budget. The pre-award section of our website also has useful information like our federal and state negotiated indirect cost recovery rates, DUNS, and other institutional numbers, and links to where to find the U of I travel expense procedures. Before you begin writing your proposal, we recommend that you contact us so that we can guide you in finding funding sources, but also so that we have the timeline for your proposal and can plan for the submission. Once you find a grant program, contact your fiscal officer who can help you complete the online Start My Proposals form. The system will route for electronic signatures, which will include yourself, the unit head or chair, the dean, and the provost office staff. Once we receive it, we can help you load the documents into the granting agency's electronic grant system and check to make sure that all required materials are present. Please allow at least a week between completing the online Start My Proposals form and submitting the proposal so we can be sure to review the forms and check for compliance before the external deadline. We use the Start My Proposals online system described in the prior slide in order to comply with the legal requirement that any grant awarded to the university needs to be accepted by a responsible officer. When UIS receives funds, we are entering into a type of contract in which there are reporting obligations. In order to complete the Start My Proposals form, you will need to upload a copy of your proposal, the grant program guidelines, your budget, and any additional documents. Many granting agencies now require electronic submission of grant proposals. Contact our office to establish an account linked to UIS for these websites, such as grants.gov. After you upload your materials to the agency website, you'll need to contact us in order to submit the proposal to the agency, called variously the SRO, Sponsor Research Officer, or Organization Applicant. When you receive your award, notify the Office of Research and Sponsor Programs so that we can update our database and set up the accounts to process the funds. You also need to confirm that your compliance training is up to date for the Institutional Review Board, the Institutional Committee on the Care and Use of Animals, or others. You may also need to update your conflict of interest reporting and initiate a contract approval routing form, or CARF. When you complete your project, you will need to work with your fiscal officer and the Grants and Contracts Coordinator in order to complete periodic budgetary reporting to the agency. When you report your results to the public and your professional colleagues, consider sharing your results with the campus through the Faculty Scholarship Series. You can use the Start My Research portal to manage your grant applications and awards. Here you can see your pending reviews and notify the ORSP of funding decisions. You can also view active grants in your portfolio, view fund balances through the EDI link, and submit any required annual or semi-annual reports and grant amendments. Ultimately, you will need to also work with the Assistant Director of Grants and Contracts to close the accounts associated with your grant. Note that if your project involves surveys, interviews, focus groups or opinion polls, or other interactions with humans in a research capacity, you need to submit your protocols to the Institutional Review Board. Check the website for due dates and application forms. We suggest that you contact the Office of Research and Sponsored Programs so that we can discuss your project and hopefully smooth the application and approval process. UIS subscribes to the Collaborative Institutional Training Initiative, or CITI, to offer ethics training for a variety of research areas. Follow the instructions on our website to log in to CITI and take the appropriate modules for human subjects research, care and use of animals, and or physical science research. Email your CITI completion report to the Office of Research Administration, ora@uis.edu. Our website also hosts the applications for the internal grants at UIS, which are smaller grants intended to seed your research program, enabling you to gather preliminary results for external applications. The UIS programs include the Summer Research Program, support for presenting at conferences, both domestic and international, the Moy Fund for collaborative research with the SIU School of Medicine, the Berman Fund to help support faculty sabbaticals, and various student research support programs. Of course, check with your college dean, as they may have funds to help support your project. This year, we're starting a grant writing mentorship program. Thanks for your attention to this lecture series. We offer other workshops throughout the year related to research issues for both students and faculty. The Faculty Development Office has a calendar of workshops and sends out a Monday reminder. The Central Illinois Nonprofit Resource Center also offers workshops and training for faculty. Check their website for updates. And good luck on your applications.